Warley716 or Sarah, and today I'm doing a video on growing long, healthy, curly hair. So there are 3 basic elements to growing hair: longer, better hair, and most of them are your basic curly hair maintenance rules. First of all, you want to keep the hair well moisturized while you're trying to grow it out. Use a good, thick, moisturizing conditioner. A really good one is either from Sally's Beauty Supply. You can get their imitation product of the BioEdge conditioning balm. That one's good. And then at organic stores you can get the Aubrey Organics Honeysuckle Rose. That is super moisturizing. And then another way to moisturize if your hair is still dry is to do deep treatments. Just put them in your hair, leave them in there, and they have lots of good ingredients that will pump up the moisture. And then lastly, if your ends start to get dry, especially for long curly hair, since it's not healthy to brush the hair out and also doesn't look nice, you are not distributing sebum or the natural oils from your scalp down to the ends of your hair, so that's most of the time why they're getting kind of dry. So you can use something like coconut oil or olive oil and just distribute a little bit, not too much, through the ends of your hair and replenish that moisture there. And then the second thing you can try, which is sort of the not so obvious thing, is hair vitamins. If you've ever heard someone say something like, "My hair grew so much while I was pregnant," it's probably the prenatal vitamins they take. So those have a lot of biotin in them, I believe, so you can take biotin supplements, and you can also, you'll find them at the drugstore, just like hair and nail supplements. I've used GNC's Ultranorish hair, which comes in a purple bottle, and that worked, and I saw significant results. It makes your hair grow longer and makes your nail grow longer faster. So that's definitely something to look into if you're having stubborn hair, but it's not necessary. And then the last thing to consider is that you need frequent but not too frequent trims. You need them frequent enough to get rid of a little bit of dry hair, split ends, maybe single strand knots, but you do not need to go like every month to the hairstylist and get 2 inches cut off, because you will never grow any hair that way. It may seem surprising, but you only need to cut off 1/4 to 1/2 inch of your hair if it is healthy, and healthy and you've gone just a couple months from having a trim. That's all you need. And if your hair is if you don't get split ends, you don't need to get a haircut. It's a common hair myth that if you get your hair trimmed more often, it grows more often. Hair grows at the same rate regardless of how often you trim it, but the hair vitamins will work, by the way. But so I suggest talking to a stylist, like saying, "I'm trying to grow my hair out," and barter down how many inches, get a cut off your hair, and if necessary, switch stylists to someone who's a little less scissor happy. And something else you can also do in between cuts, and to lengthen the amount of time you can go between trims at the hairdresser, is to dust your hair. And dusting is where you go through your hair and you look for split ends or maybe single strand knots. I get single strand knots, which I don't get split ends, but I get single strand knots sometimes, and it's just a single knot on a strand. You won't be able to see it on here, so I won't find one, but it's a single knot on a strand. I think it's a type 4 curl trait sort of thing that usually happens, but if you have them, post below, because I'm just curious. But anyways, dusting, you go through and you find a strand of hair, and then you cut off the section with the split end or maybe the single strand knot, and then you just go through your whole hair. It helps to do it over like a plain background, like a wall or bland carpet, by the way, and lots of light, and you go through your whole hair. So it's rather tedious, but you don't have to cut as much. Remember to get frequent but not too frequent trims, because it's a myth that hair grows longer if you trim it more often, and it's better to try and stretch your time between trims and try to get less cut off at your trims. Now in order to do this, you need to have healthy hair so your stylist is not like, this half of your hair is gross and unmanageable, we need to cut it off. So just to recap, in order to grow long, healthy curly hair, you need to keep your hair well moisturized, check out some hair vitamins if you like, and get trims only as often and as much as you need to. And then the final element is patience. Just be patient. Growing hair is a gradual process. Some people's hair grows longer than others. Curly hair takes longer because it coils and it shrinks from its actual length when it dries. So it's obviously going to be harder for a curly haired person to grow their hair. My hair grows like a weed though. I cut it off at the beginning of the summer, and then by the spring I have a full head and long head curly hair. So, but I don't mind. But I hope these tips help you if you're having a bit of trouble. And have a great day. Bye. I don't know if I already mentioned this, but this is my dorm room. Okay.